Welcome to Naked Man Blogging, Volume 12. It is about the last day of June. Summer has been in play and it is warm and watery in the St. Louis area. By now you've read about a lot of the flooding that's happening, and we have more rain slated, hopefully downstream from St. Louis, because although I live on highland, my day job is down there in the floodplain, albeit behind 2 or 3 levees that are not currently threatened. But today's blog subject is going to be on peeves. By nature, peeves are really non-issues. They fall within the scope of, although I'm concerned, I have no influence over them for the most part. And if I have influence over them, I should just get over it. So peeves are kind of a specious thing that we experience. And in my case particularly, and I can craft a sentence on the fly as well as anybody. But in my case in particular, I was at the local Wal-Mart last night here in Collinsville, Illinois. And I was doing a little bit of shopping, wanted really only one item, and did what I usually do, bought 10 things. And over the PA they announced a blowout on their rotisserie chicken, which is pretty tasty stuff in general. So I sprinted without looking like I was rushing for the special. And when I approached, all the chicken was gone, including the bag that they were running on special. But there was some chicken in the bin that had just been put there. It was relatively fresh chicken. And she said, well, the only chicken that's on sale was the stuff that was below that was already bagged. And I said, fine, okay. Well, I went around and did some shopping in the produce area adjacent to that. And I watched her bucket up this chicken that was in the steel bin shortly after the 9 o'clock expiration date or time on the deal. And she proceeded to weigh this bucket and then proceeded to throw it away. Now, my peeve on this is that, one, the bottom line is that chicken that she threw away will end up being a cost to Walmart that all of us will end up paying. She could have deferred that cost, or Walmart, and I'm sure this is a Walmart policy, Walmart could have saved that, what I guess measured out as 6 or 7 pounds of chicken, by selling it in the special. There could be instructions that says, bag up the rest of the chicken if you're going to do it on special, so we can sell it if it's fresh instead of throwing it away. Because I am sure there were people in front of me that could have really used that bag of $3 chicken more than I could have. But the bottom line is, by throwing it away, Walmart incurred a cost, and I absolutely guarantee you that cost will be passed on to the shoppers. So, I mean, that's, don't have much influence on that, but I thought it was a pretty ignorant policy to throw away quality food when they actually had a policy to sell it at a discount rather than throw it away. So that was kind of nutty, I thought. Again, peeves are kind of what they are. And I have a lot of them, like I just finished cleaning my bathtub. That's a major peeve. A peeve of mine is that bathtubs, even though you don't put your hands all over the walls and you don't basically lean up against the side of the enclosure, they get dirty and they need cleaning. If it's not water spots, it's just dirt. Now I wonder, where does all that dirt come from that I got to clean off, especially since I take showers, and even if I took showers, am I that dirty after a day or a half day without a shower that it dirties up the shower? I think that's unfair. I think showers should clean themselves, or water should be better quality. Speaking of which, your water is bad in a town when you filter it and you leave a glass open, and a day later you go to drink that glass of water after it's refrigerator and it tastes worse than when prior to being filtered. I like Collinsville as a town. It's very convenient to my workplace. It is high ground, but man, the water here is rough. I thought the water in O'Fallon, Illinois was bad because it spits out chunks of stuff and clogged up the filters. But the water in Collinsville is special, I mean, really special to say the least. But I love Collinsville. It's a good place. Other peeves I have are drunk people that call my radio show more than one time a night. Actually, one time a night is more than enough, but I have a fairly open phone policy. Call me up, request some music. Just don't request something stupid like something that you just heard. That's a pet peeve for sure. I guess I should not sweat that one. But when somebody calls you an hour later and says they're your great radio show fan and requests either the same song you just played or the band you just played, you know, again, I should check myself, but I really, really hope that those people one day get a clue and either listen or understand the artists. And please, people, artists have more than one song. I like to play deeper cuts as well as a couple of cuts that just don't get the kind of airplay, that aren't so deep, that bring back memories of what classic rock and roll was all about. But boy, let me tell you, there are times when I look at the caller ID and I just say, I am not answering this phone. And in most cases I have a reason not to, because the show is live and doing a radio show is quite busy. I can't wait till I can find myself a talk radio show, because then I can talk to those people on air when they are knuckleheads. You know, I can explain my peeve over the airwaves, and that's kind of hard to do on a rock and roll radio show. Now, other peeves that are again peeves, minor issues, but not so minor, but yet you should get over it, are peeves in reference to friends or people that used to be friends. I don't understand how somebody that may have declared over and over and over their deep love for one person can then turn around in the next second and be evil, steal stuff, or maintain possessions in maintain possessions in property that don't belong to them just to be mean. Now, I guess that's more than a peeve, and there are remedies for that. But you know what? Going to small claims court over shirts and tools and stuff really would be another peeve in itself. And I would count myself fortunate, because you read so many cases in the news where people in the same position have physically hurt, killed, or maimed people that they supposedly love. Worst case scenarios, which are any of them, but in particularly worst case, tragic situations, people kill their children. And I really don't understand how somebody could be so selfish, so mean, as to kill their children to hurt somebody else. Those people really, I would suggest that they should just hurt themselves first and terminate their own life before they choose to terminate that of an innocent child. It wasn't the child that made you mad. It was you that made you mad. You know, you made yourself nuts, and to injure, to shoot a child or a wife like that British guy did, his child and his baby. You know what? That guy who should have jumped out of the plane on his way to England, I think that guy should be fed into one of those big grinders that chew up trees. And that should be done in slow motion when and if, without a doubt, he is guilty of those crimes. Now, under the law, he's there right now, but he has an appeals process that kicks in. But I really think that guy should at least be microwaved or something. This is Naked Man Blogging. May your peeves be temporary. Rock on.